crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, but don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy. We can't afford mediocrity.
How y'all doing, baby?
If we do nothing, our hope floats away.
How y'all doing, baby? It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and it's time for another Blue Dot Family Meeting. Dorothy Tyndall was the first one to jump in, followed by Dwayne Twizzle and Gary Spring. Stephanie Dean and Jay Clayton are both there. Thank you very much. The remixtress is with us. This is Charles Stokel, John Cass, and Gene Shanky. Kathy McLeod, thank you. Bernadette Pree, baby, thank you for being there always. Reading with Allegra is with us. Good evening to you. Adina Michael, Karen Van Wyck reporting for duty, baby, and Lady Freedom rocks and all the ships at sea, baby. And Sheila Y. loves sunsets. Donald Ware, Rudy Luna, thank you. Maria Betancourt, Gail Mitchell, thank you, baby, for being here. Greg Talbert, my buddy out in California. All right, let's. Hello, Bear. Hello, Bear. I hope all is well, baby. I've been keeping up with your posts. I'm glad to see the family is doing well. All right, let me see if I can get through this personal part shit. Because I want to put out a message first. First of all, I want to thank everybody, and there were hundreds, who sent messages of well-wishing and prayers and for me. Seems I woke up Monday morning about 6 o'clock when an elephant sitting on my chest and I couldn't breathe. Wake-up call, they call it. So many things went through my mind as I'm laying in the emergency room. And well, for one thing, I've quit smoking cigarettes. It's the best thing I could do right now. A realization, a scary thought, a frightening situation. I knew this shit was going to be hard. I'm not ready to go anywhere, baby. Not for my family, my community, my country. I'm not done yet. Let's skip this part, okay? Suffice it to say, I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful for every one of you that take the time to listen and be involved. I'm thankful that that we have good medical staff in this country, and that an emergency room is something that we should all be able to access when we need it. I love this country. I love my family. And I love you for being part of this. I don't know other way to say it. Except for I'm going to try to get healthy, baby. But I hope y'all were paying attention today. A lot of news coming out of the January 6th committee today. Again, in my opinion, nothing that we didn't already know to be true in our hearts. We all know what happened. But again, it's being laid out in front of us with evidence, out of people's mouths, with communications back and forth, that they knew. They all knew, including Donnie Boy, what they were doing. You did not ad-lib something to send them to the Capitol, baby. It was planned that way. It was all planned. So that should take all of our national blood pressure up a notch or two. Just seeing those facts laid out in front of us. But all is not lost, and there is still hope in the horizon. You know, one more personal note I want to put out, and only one person is going to hear this message that makes sense. It's a local thing. But the text that you sent to my son warmed my heart. It gave me hope. It meant a lot to me. And I want to thank you for that, personally, from the bottom of my heart. You know who you are. Anyway, let's get off of this shit because I don't like where I'm at. Let's start off with an international perspective, per se. Let's invite Aussie Dave up here to find out what he thought of today's hearings. Aussie, how are you, brother? Give me a minute to compose myself. Aussie, are you with us? Oh, shit! See, there's never a dull moment when you sit there and you wonder what's going on and you finally realize, oh no, it's me again. When I started the live room in our Discord, I did not notice that I was not connected audio. There I am. And now I just have to wait just a moment for people to have to leave that other room and come back in here and join me again so everybody can hear them. There's always, shit. I'm telling you, Dave. Shit'll drive you crazy. How are you doing, my friend? Dave. Oh, Dave. Oh, come on now. I'm voice connected. Where are you, buddy? Uh-oh. All right. Somebody's got to be able to hear me here. Let's try Leo. Leo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I always can hear you.
Outstanding, Leo. I'm sure Aussie will join us as soon as he figures out we're not here. He's not lighting up, so I don't think he's talking.
He's got a lot better accent than I do, though.
Yeah, me too, brother. We can't compete with that accent. That sucks him right in. Leo,
John,
how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm doing better than you. Are you gonna tell us what's going on and what we can do to help?
Just nothing. Mild heart attack, buddy. You know, it's that wake up call. It's that wake up call, buddy. It's that little. It's a quit smoking ad, is what it is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. I've been smoking. Yeah, I think I picked up cigarettes when I was 13 years old. I'm almost 70. So, Yeah, I've got some lung issues going on. No cancer, nothing, just some COPD type stuff.
Yeah.
And it ain't good for your heart, they tell you.
No, it's not. Not
It's
even
not
a
too
little
good
bit.
for that shit. So yeah, that's it. I'm done.
All right.
And
Well.
yeah, I'm eating everything in the freaking house. It's like walking around.
Oh, well, but you did.
What do you
good.
got to snack on there? So
Good for you. I tell you what I got is I've got me some damn good barbecue and some barbecue sauce, and I may just have to send some down to you.
well, there's something I need to send you, and you know what it is, and it sits out there on
I know
that
what
table
it
every
is.
fucking day, and I keep thinking to myself, I
It
need to
does
find a way
not
to finish
exist.
that, polish
Line
it.
your ass off.
Yeah, well, it reminds me every day, brother. What do you think of today's hearings?
I think that we heard more of exactly of what we should hear, but I think that if everybody isn't realizing just how fucked up and terrifying what went on is, they need to get their heads out of their ass, because we have got. I don't give two flying fucks what you think about what Joe Biden has done so far as president. You have got to vote blue. Because if we don't, and we're going to see more of this. And if they think that this isn't how the Trumpers are, if they think that this isn't what they wanted, if they think that this isn't what Trump wanted, they are idiots. This is exactly what he wanted. And if we don't fight it back now, we're never going to get it
brother.
back.
I'm telling you, because that was part of the testimony from the two witnesses today. They not only spoke about what drugged them into this damn thing, how they got motivated, why they marched on the Capitol, all of that stuff. But they left with the thought of, if you think he's done, you're wrong. This is still ongoing. He is still out there trying, and you can see that. You can see it in the Republican candidates that we see out there. I keep forgetting his name up there in Missouri. The guy that's with the gun at, I'm raising an army, and they got snipers. That guy. Those are the people that are still a threat to this country. And I think that that's what they were really trying to point out, is not that the coup, it failed, but they're coming back again in whatever form they can take.
Trial run. It was just a trial run. All they were doing was, okay, how much can we get away with?
Yeah.
And they found out they can get away with a lot. So, it's kind of that thing of give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah.
They'll take halfway around the planet.
Yeah. That's, it's, I don't know. I put out a little statement at halftime there when they took the break. And in that I alluded to how far we saw firsthand messages from Trump supporters talking about if they have to kill every Democrat, man, woman, and child. Are you
Well,
shitting
that's
me?
it. But that's exactly it, John. And that's what I'm looking at. It's like, if you guys, this is the new normal. This is it is a call to arms that started with him doing a call to arms, but now we have no choice but to stand strong against this. Now, I am not saying everybody go buy a gun.
No.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, we do have ways to stand. We do have things we can do about it. And if you're not doing every one of them, we are going to fall.
I said in that message today that we have the weapon of our voices and our vote, and those two weapons, if wielded with passion, there's no violence, there's no gun that can overcome that. And I believe the pure history of our country shows that. The very birth of our country showed that. That it wasn't the power of the gun, it was the power of the pen that created this country. And why?
Yes, the Patriots at the beginning did stand up, and they did bring their weapons.
They did. They fought for this country.
Only after they understood why they needed to. And
because
we're talking about now.
Yeah.
They're not patriots. These people are not patriots. Ever.
No,
in any way, shape, or form.
I reaffirm that with every thought I put out, that if you are still supporting this man, please, you can call yourself whatever you want. It's a free world. But I would not consider you a patriot if you are still supporting this man. That's the last word that comes to my mind when I see you supporting him. You're not a
Well,
patriot. You're
and
willing to turn
now
your back on your
it
Constitution.
goes. It's scarier than that too, John. Remember what the very last thing we heard today was? Oh, and by the way, he is still trying to intimidate witnesses.
Isn't that a nice little nugget, Leo? Isn't that a nice little nugget? And they said they referred it to the DOJ. Let's see what Merrick Garland does. Because now we have evidence of a direct attempt to influence a witness. Witness tampering is a federal felony offense. It's not a misdemeanor. That's a felony. Now let's see what Merrick Garland. Here's the deal. We keep listening to all this, and I want so bad for something to happen. Somebody, if you're not going to go after him, let's start going up the ladder. Let's start going. And I was so tickled to hear a few congressmen today. Yeah, let's talk about that too. But before we do, let's see if Aussie Dave ever got in here. Aussie. Oh no, Aussie, we can't hear you, brother. Oh, there he is.
Oh, he just ran away again.
Done to run off again. We'll see if he can make it back here in just a minute.
Kangaroo kicked him in the ass, that's all.
Oh man, no, I don't believe so. They'd probably walk up and shake his hand. That's probably how that'd go. Let's see. David, can you hear us?
I can hear. Am I being heard?
Yes, you're being heard.
Then we're all good.
We're all good. You know, Leo.
I know, Leo. How are you doing?
I'm better after a day of fishing, but I didn't get to do that today, so I'd like to have another one.
There you go.
Well, a missed day of fishing technically gives you 2 in return.
That's what I think. I think you're right.
That's the exchange.
Yeah. The worst day of fishing beats the best day of working any day.
Even when you don't catch fish. I never go fishing to catch fish. I just go fishing.
They don't call it catching. They call it fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guaranteed shit. It's not that. It's the chase, baby. It's the thrill of the adventure. But anyway, David.
Aussie David is back trying with his hand raised, trying again.
Let's see if we can get Aussie in here. David, what did you think about the hearings?
I watched / listened to the whole thing. I am profoundly troubled at all of these connections with these extremist groups, mostly because they're still out there operating. Let's not forget that. They've dispersed a little bit with leadership, but these groups are still out there. Yeah. They're still putting out stuff that's horrific. And then that little nugget at the end that witness tampering is still going on. I want to know, all right, if we know this, either the witnesses need to be brought in and said, hey, you got to go into protection and you can't have contact with the outside world anymore, or somebody needs to put Donald Trump in jail for doing this.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, there's Dave. There's Dave. We got you, Dave.
There he is.
Hey, wait, Dave. Before you start, let me get this out of the way real quick, because I got a couple of thank yous to send out, and they are wholeheartedly. Yeah. Thank you to Lady Freedom Rocks for $5, who said, vote blue for life, liberty, and the whole enchilada. All of it. Life and liberty, baby. That life word takes on a whole new meaning all of a sudden. Life and liberty. The pursuit
especially if you add enchiladas.
Enchiladas, too. How can you beat that shit? I know. And Michael Johnson, who came in with a $5 donation and said, I keep telling thumpers, want to be a militia. Join the National Guard, motherfuckers. Indeed. Fuck Trump. Well, wait a minute. Some of them militia guys, I don't want them anywhere near our military in any form.
Oh, I do. I want them near me. I want them right at me. Go ahead and run your mouth now, you little pussy.
I have been known to make my opinion known anytime I get around, and believe it or not, the way I look, I do occasionally get around Trumpers. And I do try to use diplomacy and try to do and say the nastiest things in the nicest way possible, so they're not I can offend you without giving you reason to lift your fist against me, or you're going to look like an asshole, and then we're going to be in a fight. And I'm trying to avoid that part, but I don't. I don't. Nowadays, no, baby. I quit being quiet a long time ago. Now I do have to watch how evidently I express that concern. Doctor said, hey, we're going to give you a pill for that. I said, no, I really don't want that kind of pill. I'm more of a natural I told him I'm more of a natural guy. I can just handle that part my way.
A little Cavendish every now and then, you know.
It works a whole lot
Might
better.
get to the COPD, but what the hell?
Yeah, I got to work on that part too. That's not healthy for my lungs either. But I need, one habit at a time. Damn it. Anyway, Aussie Dave, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I've just got my life back in line again from dealing with some wet animals, but that's not important. What's important is I have been keeping track of what's going on and getting my ears to the ground with the people I've been working with, and there is from a month ago, from probably 30 or 40% of the people you speak to were sort of saying, well, they haven't proved anything. I know he's a bit of a rascal, and they sort of showed some doubt whether he's guilty of anything, that it's not a political witch hunt. But now you struggle to find someone to say, well, no, he's not guilty. Everyone knows he's fucking guilty.
Oh.
The big thing is that we are talking now in conversation and about things like, what the fuck? Trump has probably planted bombs everywhere amongst state DOJs and with DAs and attorney generals. He's loaded the Supreme Court. So if you've got a corrupt Supreme Court and you've got a pretty well semi-corrupt DOJ, we don't know how far the corruption goes there. I mean, Garland not moving, he's putting himself under a shadow in our eyes, because we're asking the big question, why? Why hasn't any action been taken, not necessarily against Trump at this stage, but certainly the enablers that were around him, the hierarchy, they are no doubt. The January 6th committee has done the work for them.
Yeah.
The evidence is there. So we're questioning whether Garland was a good choice for the job or whether Garland has been turned, corrupted. It's up in the air about him, but no one's speaking out from the DOJ at all, and that's what's concerning. Have you got a corrupt SCOTUS and a corrupt DOJ? Then you're fucked, because every election challenge, and now I challenge the elections, of course, they'll challenge it right up to the Supreme Court. Now just get themselves in that way.
Well, first off, I don't think Merrick Garland is corrupted. I'm not there. I wish he would move faster. I know he's a meticulous man, and he doesn't do anything until all his loose ends are tied up. Now, what we heard today about the witness tampering, that seems pretty cut and dry there. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
But on what you talk about, the lower fruit on the tree, that's. I'm ready to see somebody like Mark Meadows and some congressmen that willing, this meeting that they talked about on December 18th. And that meeting went on until the wee hours, and directly after that meeting is when Donnie Boy puts out his tweet about come to Washington on January 6th, it's going to be wild. That tweet was...
Did you know something, John, too?
What?
He said his Congress people are standing ready.
Yes.
He was already in contact with the ones... Yeah, he already knew.
Yeah. About a Jim Jordan...
I want to subpoena Jim Jordan.
Scott
I want
Perry.
to subpoena Matt Gaetz. I'd really like to subpoena a lot of them right now.
Marjorie Taylor
Lindsey
Greene.
Graham.
There's a list of
I
them
want
there.
Lindsey Graham to come talk.
Yeah. We know what they were doing. They were conspiring with him. They were planning. What did they say? The only way to get the people to change is their constituents. Rile your constituents up is what they were doing. That's what Jim Jordan and Marjorie Taylor Greene were all doing out there after the fact. Still going out there and pushing this freaking lie. And they knew it.
They still are, John. That's the whole thing. They still are.
They still are.
Yeah. Now you got Herschel Walker. I mean, what the fuck, Herschel Walker? He's had too many hits to the head. So you got him and Marty Taylor Greene, and that Bobart. I mean, fuck him. That threesome there alone, is that the GOP? I don't think so. This is a cult. This is not the GOP. It's been hijacked. The
I can
GOP
actually
has been
explain-
hijacked.
I forgot the
can
guy's
explain
name in
Herschel Walker.
Missouri. Oh, Herschel Walker.
I can explain Herschel Walker.
Can you? Please.
Herschel Walker's gotten away with lying all his whole life, to the point that it actually developed into a mental illness for him. But he's always gotten away with telling these outrageous bullshit stories. He believes him now.
For those that don't know, Herschel Walker said that our clean air above our country here in the United States, here's the key word that I like too, that our clean air decides to move to China. And the bad air in China, it has to be pushed out, so it comes over here and settles over the United States, and China over there is breathing all the good air. We're getting all the bad air. It is the ignorance of his statement delves so
do you
deep.
know where that? Do you know where some of that came from, John?
Where?
Do you know where that came from?
I don't
for
know
him?
where he pulled it out of his ass,
The
but
fucking movie Spaceballs. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding.
the air decided.
Yeah.
That was the key word in his statement.
John, you're old enough to remember when Smog decided to move to L.A. because it wanted to become a movie
Oh,
star.
that's true. That's true. It did want to become.
You know, it decides all the time.
I remember
Tornadoes
all the
decide.
advertisements come to LA, you'll be a big star, and that's where all the bad air went.
Let me
There's
ask you
great
guys.
shit gets together and forms tornadoes and hurricanes. You know how air
It's a
decides.
conspiracy. I'm telling you, the weather is against us. They decided
That's
to
what
take the
we-
good air here and move it to China. It's a threat
That's
to the
what-
United. We should blow up the air.
That's why Trump wanted to nuke the hurricanes. He knew that air was trying to sneak off to China.
Is that why
Yeah.
all my neighbors go outside and
Gotta
shoot the air?
You guys, you sound like a bunch of drugged out space addicts here.
I'm a bit drugged out. I'll admit that.